Hello everyone out there. My name is Darly Cespedes and today we are going to talk about awesome guests in distance learning. Before we start, I would like to share with you my professional profile. I'm from Bogota, Colombia. I'm a bilingual teacher with a master in education. Currently, I work as an English professor at the University of EXI and I help research about materials development and flipped learning. So let's start. This presentation has four parts. Throughout the situation, key concepts, planning, and conclusion. But first, I would like to share with you this quote. Remember, teamwork begins by building trust, and the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability. This is our main message in this presentation. We need to work in a team. We are teachers to support other teachers. So nowadays we are living a weird situation, especially in education. So the first thing that we are going to do is talking about this situation. We have a new transition to a new normal. So we start with a crazy virus. It was discovered last year, and that virus sent us to a lockdown and some weird message, right? We were working in a traditional education settings, but now we need to find out new socialization processes with our students, and it also implies that we need to have more time to plan our classes because we gonna have like more demanded students, and it implies lots of work, right? So it was like a really stressful situation, so I decided to do these three important steps. The first one was taking a break. It was so important for me to have a break from my normal life while changing this traditional setting to our new setting. So I decided to disconnect from everything and breathe. Once I realized that I have like lots of feelings towards my classes, so I decided to share those feelings with my friends and with my coworkers. This is a good way to release some kind of stress, right? Then I decided to listen to experts in order to know what's going on around the world in education. Then I remember some important information and I find new teaching tips. So this is a really important part in our professional development. So when I was listening to these experts, I realized that I was enjoying these kind of activities. So I decided to do something related or something similar in my classes. To do so, I decided to review some important concepts in order to make my planning, in order to organize this activity with my students. So let's check it out. So the first concept that I need to check was what was distance learning. So in here, we have different roles. We need to change sometimes some things from our class. We are not the basic or the primary source of knowledge, so we need to give our students other tools to get the knowledge. In this case, we become facilitators and supporters to our students. It implies that we need to be so collaborative with each other, right? Of course, the main idea of this distance learning is that the students should be the center of the process. In this one, there are two important things. Motivation is key. We need to motivate our students to be online with us. Also, the technology is going to be part of our channel of communication. Okay, so we are going to improve our technological knowledge and so on and so forth in order to give like an enriched experience to our students. The following concepts are really important for us. We always teach our students to have a learning culture. That in class we should be explore and experience and make a safe space to commit mistakes and have like a really meaningful learning experiences. So based on this, I decided like, okay, if we are teaching to do this to our students, then teachers, we should have a teaching culture too. So in here, some days ago, I was in a conference from my university, and there was a teacher talking about that we were a tribe, that we just need to work like a tribe. so that should be a group of people collaborating and talking and supporting each other in order to have better results. So in this case, it's quite important to have those partners that help us to create meaningful learning experiences. Sharing experiences is one of the most amazing things that I have discovered during this time. Sometimes we think that we know many things, but sometimes, and especially in difficult times, we realize that we need to share those experiences in order to improve our teaching practices. The last concept that I was taking into account was collaborative learning. So in here, we always going to talk about interaction in order to get some results. Yeah, for doing this, we need to have different roles in the group, and it implies that we need to help each other. This is the way that we create a teamwork with our students. So it happens the same to me. I was trying to give like a meaningful experience to my students, so then I decided to find a team that helped me to have those learning experiences with my students. So that's what is most important that we as teachers should maintain. Be collaborative, especially when we are learning new things. Okay, so we reviewed this amazing concept, right? Now, the thing was how to plan this. I want to have like a webinars to my students, but now I need to plan in order to give them the opportunity to have that kind of webinars. So this is going to be like the steps that I took for having this experience. So the first thing, of course, in planning was choose a topic. So I went to my syllabus and checked what kind of topics could I share with another teacher, can the other teacher help me? So the first thing is finding a topic that can be shared or was kind of easy to teach for another person, okay? The second one, of course, as every single lesson that we plan, is set an objective. What do I want for my students in this experience? What should I do to help them to have like a meaningful learning in that activity? So that's quite important. After doing so, I realized that it was important to contact a guest. So you should think about a colleague that can help you to share or teach that topic to your students. If you don't have any option, you just post on your social media. Teachers, we know more teachers. And I know that most of us are willing to help. So you can also post in your social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or I don't know, any social media that you work. Then once you have contact your colleague, you just give them important information. What do you want to do with them? What is going to be the time? How long is going to be? So all the important information that you need to be in your class, you need to give it to your guest. Then you need to prepare your students in order to have like an awareness that they are going to have a guest. So they can know that they should actively participate, right? So days before, just tell them that you're going to have a guest. This is important in order to them to know more about your guest. So it's quite important activities before the day of the meeting. Once the day have come, enjoy being part of your audience. Yeah, sometimes we like to be the center of the attention, but in this time, just give that role to another person and learn together with your students. You will love it. And of course, the last one, the assessment. Always listen to your students' comment. Do they like it? They didn't like it? Did they learn? What did they learn? This is quite important in order to enrich their critical thinking. So I use it for 2 of my classes. So Conversation for International Business, I brought an expert in international marketing. In Basic Core Practice, we have a topic related to intercultural communication. So I decided to bring a teacher that is a YouTuber and a girl that is also a teacher, but she's a researcher in Europe. That way they can share with us those amazing experience of being a foreigner in another culture. Sounds nice, right? So let's go into take a look from some conclusions that I bring it back when I finish this activity. So collaboration is key in these kind of activities. Working together brings us great results. Mindset. We need to change our mindset toward the power. We are not the only ones in our class. This is quite important. Break the routine. Changing routines surprise students, and if they are surprised, learning is possible. Creating your tribe. It's important to have your tribe, someone to collaborate with and be supported by. Share experience. It's important sharing experiences. Practices and feelings are quite important when we want to grow as a professional and we want to be a better teachers and invite people. Sometimes it's healthy to hand over the control. Sometimes it's better to release and to relax when we are teaching. So this is all for today, but as we are going to have a meeting in Zoom soon, I wanted to share with you these questions. So think about these questions and we will talk about them when we're gonna meet in some days. So this is all for today. I hope to see you soon. And if you are looking and watching this video, just send your comments to Twitter with the hashtag FlipTech2020 or hashtag AwesomeGuestDL, and then I'm gonna read you again. And if you have any questions, you can email me. This is my contact, and I hope this is a helpful activity for you and for the times are coming. And let's see you next week. Bye.